All right, a while back, I did a video on the launch of the new line of tools from Napa/Carlisle, their new, I guess, version 2 of Carlisle, if you would. And I said some pretty, what I believe are fair things, and Napa corporate, they took umbrage with that, and they reached out to me, and they said, we want to prove you wrong. And they decided to do it by sending me just a metric ton of hand tools. And we've got them, and we've been testing them. This is their new version 2. As you can see, if I can get it to focus there, with their new saber-tooth logo. They're really sharp tools with the Venom Green, Carlisle, right there on them. Fantastic tools. Here's some of their work gloves. Great stuff here. I'm going to go through. We put them in the toolbox. We've been using them for a while. We've done a few projects with it. We installed the Banks Air, the new for the Cummins diesel. We installed that. We were working on the Suburban. We did some other stuff. Anyway, we wanted to put them to use to see what we thought of them. And let's go through what we got in the toolbox, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about pricing, and then we'll see if Carlisle managed to change my mind. All right, let's jump into it. All right, let me show you the hand tools that Carlisle sent us. In the first drawer, we got sockets, some screwdrivers. These are all in, I believe they're all in 3/8. And they come in these nice foam inserts with the shadowing. And I do like the shadowing. The shadow's nice. The green, you can easily see like, hey, I don't have something right there. I'm clearly missing something. And also, I don't know if you can see it, the top layer is a hard plastic, whereas these are foam, nice, soft, spongy foam. And what that means is as you keep pulling this in and out, that hard layer of plastic will protect the edges of the foam and make it last longer, which is nice. And on a lot of these, like this has decent density. Okay, the screwdrivers is pretty good. Pretty good density here on the screwdrivers. I like the screwdrivers. Good solid setup. You gotta love this new Carlisle green and all that. They're really well made. In fact, I gotta say that about all of this. It's all really well made. Let me pull out one of the sockets. You got some knurling here, fairly easy to read. There is a green in there. Sometimes it's hard to pick out, but it helps me able to read it. And then we've got ratchets. We've got the basic ratchet. We've got the flex head. And clearly a high tooth, very nice. Here's the standard 3/8 comfort grip. I like the comfort grip, not too hard, not too soft. The green is a harder plastic than the black. They got the knuckle protector there. We'll see, we got the extended reach on the 3/8. And then we also have the 360 swivel head over here. All right, then in the next drawer, we've got wrenches, and of course we gotta have the bottle opener. So this is, again, nice shadow boxing on, or shadow forming. Carlisle 24 with the green in there. With the teeth, I love the teeth on that. All right, that's a nice wrench. I'm not complaining at all about the wrenches, all right? And these have been used, so if you see some marks on them, these are not brand new out of the box. We've used these on projects. I wanted to get some work in on them before we, made a verdict. And again, hard plastic up top, soft plastic underneath. Wasted space, but you're gonna see that with foam. Again, and these are the ratcheting wrenches in metric. Again, the teeth on there, really nice. Would like to have seen these a little bit longer. Like here's the 19 in the ratcheting, and here's the 19 in the standard. It's a little bit longer. I got big hands. I like longer wrenches. Again, you shouldn't be using these as a pry bar. Next drawer, we got even more wrenches. We got that was the metric. This is the SAE. And this is all I was able to fit in this drawer. Nice 1 1/4. You gotta like that. We got the teeth on it. Again, nice quality. Look at that. And you got there's a green inlay on this. Yeah, it's almost black. Maybe the green's only on the metric. As I put that in backwards. Let me try a different one, see if it's got any green in it. Nope, black. So black must be for SAE and green for metric. Oh, and then the ratcheting here as well. Again, we got teeth with that. Nice, again, smaller. For some reason they decided to go, and no offset on the ratcheting, but there is offset on the standard. And then the next one we've got three. We got their pliers set, some more pliers, and then they're ultra thin. Again, these aren't the tools you're going to use every day. These are the ones that get you out of a pinch, all right? I mean, look at these. We got the nice, no spring. I would like to have seen a spring on this, but the nice, again, you know, I love the pistol grip on these. They fit in there. Again, we got the hard plastic. And here's the tongue and groove. And, I mean, they're good. They don't strike me as anything to write home about, though. I mean, the finish level on these, we can see it's solid in there. Maybe I'm being overcritical. Good rivet on it. Of course, a good foam again. Let's take the long nose out. Maybe I'm just being overcritical. All right, so we're over on Carlisle's website, and I do want to say this. They're really emphatic on the, we're not Napa, we're Carlisle. And they really want to distinguish themselves. I think they're going to be pushing to sell this line through other retailers and stuff, and good for them. I think it's a solid line of tools. I think they're really good, and I think there is some value out there. We're going to go through the website here and show you some of that. Just to show you, I mean, it's not just hand tools also. I mean, they've got these giant air compressors and battery service and big old power tools, air tools. They've got storage cabinets and all sorts of stuff. But, you know, and at some of those levels, the pricing seems fair, but let's talk about the hand tools. First up, we got to talk about the ratchets. Now, my first complaint here is when you click on the different ratchet types, it doesn't change the main drawing here, the main photo. Come on, guys. That's basic Web 101 there. It does show up once you select everything. It does show up down here, but it should be changing the photo up there. That's not that hard to do. Talk to your web folks about that. But you're coming in at $114 for this tool. $114 for a 3/8 standard comfort grip. Now, here's what I will say about the comfort grip. It is one of the nicer comfort grips that I've used. I'm not a fan of, I'm trying to see if I have here, the old school Icon. You know, I got the old Icon here, and it's got essentially a hard rubber grip and even a harder plastic there. So it's hard and harder is your two options there. It's more comfortable than just metal, but it's not comfort. And then we've been seeing a lot of these. Tecton came out with theirs, where this black rubber is almost like a neoprene. It's soft to the touch. It's still resilient this way. You don't want to bang on your knuckles with it, but you can get your thumbnail in there, unlike the plastic on the end, which is your hard, typical kind of plastic. This actually has a really soft grip and feels good in the hand. Capri as well. They've got the same kind of thing, different kind of grip on it, but the same thing. And the new G2 ratchets here from Harbor Freight is doing the same thing as well, where it's the softer rubber here and the harder. So it's great to see them doing that with this. And if I remember correctly, because I have the old blue and gold version of this, or blue and yellow, whatever you call it, and I don't remember them being, and they're somewhere in my other shop, I haven't gotten to find them, but I don't remember them being this kind of soft. And I like that. I'm very happy about that. But the rest of this does not seem to be that big of a change, if any, from the old tools. It just seems like they changed the colors, maybe softened up this and put the saber tooth on it. And now it's $114. That said, that is, well, the Snap-on I believe is $150. So you're getting close to Snap-on prices. I mean, it's not there, but you can see it from here. Compared to the other tool truck alternatives, Harbor Freight, Capri, Gear Wrench, Tecton, they're double the price. They're double the price. Is this double the price over, you know, this one from Capri? And I'm going to say, no, they're both good. I mean, nice. The Capri even feels like it's got less back drag on it. But, you know, of course, Capri doesn't have as many options. There's not as many places to buy them. You should be able to buy this hopefully soon at every single Napa, at least the ones that are choosing to carry it, because they're franchisees, so they can choose what they're going to carry and what they're not. But let's keep going. There's more to look at, all right? Maybe that's a one-off. And maybe leprechauns will fly out. Anyway, 3/8 drive deep chrome socket set. All right, we showed this in the box. Great set. I like it. Not a ton of wasted space. Some you're not going to get away from that in these foam kind of sets. There's always going to be wasted space, but nice shadow, good. They've got the plastic on the top to give it a more rigid structure, and I like that. 19-piece, 3/8, 6-point deep chrome, great sockets, as good as any other tool truck or tool truck alternative out there, and they're coming in at $164.99. Not the worst. I mean, it's not Snap-on pricing. Snap-on would probably be $300 on this, but it's definitely not the other tool truck alternatives. Let's keep going. The combination wrench set, great, solid, everyday driver wrench set. I can see pros turning wrenches with this every single day. Not a problem with this thing. We used it a bunch when working on the diesel. Never had a problem. And you know I love the teeth on those things. And there's other ones we've talked about. There's other ones that clearly came out of the same factory. So let's look at the pricing on this. 19-piece combination wrench set, nice big one, foam tray, everything else, $304. Am I being overcritical on this? $304. They're saying it's going to outperform Snap-on, but I mean, go see my friends over at Torque Test channel. They've shown other ones that outperform Snap-on all the time. And as far as I understand, they're made in Taiwan. They do not. I'm looking at this. Nowhere on here. I got to look back because I don't have my glasses. It doesn't say made in the USA. These are not made in the USA tools. Those are made in the USA prices. I'm just going to say it. All right, guys? Let's keep going. Well, let's see what else we got here. We got the ratcheting wrenches. Price on those? $368, $369, call it what it is. It's $369 for standard ratchet. I mean, they're right up there with the Milwaukee and the Harbor Freight. And I think Matco has similar ones as well. Fantastic, but again, they're made in Taiwan, and they're $360. Nice foam tray. I'll give them good points on the foam tray. Not a lot of wasted space. It's really tight. It's good. I like it. I don't $370 like it. And I can get good ratcheting. I can go to Gear Wrench, Capri, Tecton, Sunex, Harbor Freight, probably a half a dozen other tool truck alternatives out there. Or I could just go to the tool truck. The screwdrivers. Solid screwdrivers. Now, I'll say this on this one. Let's look at the price on this. You're looking at an 8-piece with the foam, and it's coming in at $96. Now, not on sale. That is not that far from getting yourself a vessel set. Now, vessels can get you JIS, and I do like the GIS vessel screwdrivers better. But that's a taste issue. What kind of grip you like. They're solid grips. They're solid screwdrivers. There's nothing wrong with these screwdrivers. They've got good markings on them. It's a tight foam set on it. Solid. This one, fair. I'll give you that price, and that's a non-sale price, okay? I'll give you that price all day. That one, that pass on that, okay? Not that I'm going to pass. I'm going to say I give it a passing grade. The slimline wrenches. Again, we talk about these as your get out of jail free. Unless you're in a specific trade, in a niche trade, you're not using these every day. These are for that one thing where, that one thing I can't get, but my slimline wrenches can get it. So at least you have those. And then these only cost you $218. $218 for a set of 7 slimline wrenches. Now, this is the SAE. There's also a metric version, but I'm guessing it's the same price. Anyway, it's a nice foam, although that's a ton of wasted space. Just turn the other one sideways. I don't need to display it. Wire strippers. 3 wire strippers for $157. Standard pliers. Here we go. Standard pliers, 4-piece set. That's what we demoed there. The 4-piece set, you're getting the side cutters, the long nose, the standard slip joint, and your tongue and groove. And that is $159. Guys, these are nothing to write home about pliers. They're nice. They're not, and I'll be honest, Part of it with that green with the black makes me think about the Pittsburgh one, so I kind of like, it gives me that knee-jerk reaction. They're nice pliers. They're not Knipex. They're not even close. Are they channel lock? I don't even know if they're even channel lock. That's made in the USA. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Then we got the gear. They got some cool gear. They got the hats, the t-shirts, the gloves. Look at these gloves I showed you. You can get these for only $51. I can't show my face. What I say that? $51. They're good gloves. All right. They're solid gloves. I mean, look at this. You got the nice rubber here, then you have the more rigid part at the bend of the knuckles. I like it. One thing I will say, and maybe it's just my hand. Let me pull this up. Maybe it's my hand, and it probably is. All right, there's my hand. My pinky is significantly shorter than the rest of my fingers. I did break, I mean, there's my other hand. I mean, I think I broke both of them, but I've broken like half my fingers, so but when I put this thing on, it's like, the thumb's great. This is fine. My pinky, there's like a whole digit that apparently I'm missing that everyone else has, because it's that much. I know, I'm little things, right? The Carlisle work shirt, that looks nice. Bar stool for $127. That, guys, everyone else has that thing for like $65. The pub table, I don't need a pub table. Oh, okay. Bottle, I don't even have this. Let me show it up here. There we go. The work shirt up to 70. I'll have to take a look at that in a minute. Bottle opener is only, good grief. I need to call Audubon Dan, see if he wants my bottle opener. He collects them. $68.99. Check him out over on Instagram. He's a great guy, by the way. $68.99 and goes up to a 6XL. A 6XL. Carlisle, you want to send me something else? You can send me that shirt. I'll wear it on camera. It's a good looking shirt. I'm a sucker for a good shirt. So, I wear my pocket tees all day long. Doesn't mean I don't have nicer shirts for, dress up events and stuff like that. Anyway, and then I will say this, I also have the creeper and some, I think they're 7-ton jack stands, and this jack, the 3.5 ton. Now let's look at this, 3.5 ton floor jack, and it is $324. Now, before you say anything, and I'm not going to show it to you, it makes the Daytona from Harbor Freight look like an amateur jack. This thing looks like a professional shop jack at a whole nother level. I thought the Daytonas looked good. I see tons of pros who use the Daytona daily. And I thought this is going to be a whole lot. I'm doing a whole separate video on the jack. It's that good. And at $320. So anyway, we're going to do the video on that. That'll be up here shortly. And then I'm donating it to a buddy of mine who has a dirt moving company. And all he does is work on big rigs and trucks and cats and all sorts of stuff. So he's going to put it to work and see if we can get some real use out of this thing and test it. All right, there you go. That's Carlisle in a nutshell. Just let me be clear. I think these are great tools. I think these are pro-grade tools. But I don't think that Taiwanese tools should be sold at made in the USA tool truck prices. Granted, I get it. There's a lot of Napas around. And if you can service these and warranty them and go and pick them up at your local Napa, that adds value. But I can also go to a Harbor Freight. Or Tecton, I could take a pic with my phone and I'll get it in a day or two. All right? You got to stay current with the market, and I still don't, and thank you for Napa for sending me clearly thousands of dollars worth of tools. I still can't recommend them at that price. Even if they perform at the same level or even slightly better than Snap-on, because we've been saying the same thing. That extra 2, 3, 5% of performance is not worth double the price. And I'm willing to have more conversations with you guys. I'm always willing to have more conversations. If Napa wants to reach out again and talk about it some more, send me a shirt. But I can't, you got to justify that price some other way because this isn't doing it. Guys, tell me if I'm wrong. Am I overreacting here? Am I missing something? Put it down below in the comments. I am always open to more information. Okay? I'm not one of these guys who believes that I'm right about everything. I usually am, but I don't go around thinking that that there's not possibly other information out there that I couldn't learn from. So if you've got something I missed, put it down below in the comments. While you're down there, don't forget to chomp the old like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.